Hi again. So it is the chapter 7 and 8, maybe, of the professional English in use. So let's kind of start. 7 nurses. Nursing grades. A. Nursing grades. Nurses working in a hospital have the following grades: a student nurse, a nurse who is still in training, staff nurse, a nurse who has completed the training course, Charles nurse, a more experienced nurse who is in charge of the or responsible for a ward or department. And the last is nurse manager, a nurse who is in charge of several wards. Note: the old term sister is still sometimes used for a female church nurse. A female nurse manager may be called matron. Okay, now the B. Support workers, the clinical support workers who has done a short course and obtained basic qualifications, and the nursing auxiliary who is usually unqualified, but assistant nursing staff. There might also be workers whose duties include making sure patients' notes and information are up to date and answering the telephone. C. Specialization. Like doctors, nurses can specialize. A midwife has specialized from the beginning by doing a course in midwifery, the management of pregnancy and childbirth. District nurses visit patients in their homes and help visitors. Also work in the community giving advice on the promotional of health and the prevention of illness. And the D. The nurse role. The nurse role has changed considerably in recent years. In addition to general patients care, checking temperatures, pulse rates, and blood pressures, changing dressing, giving injections, removing sutures. Nurses now do some of the things previously reserved for doctors, such as prescribing drugs and ordering laboratory tests. More responsibility for nurses is plain, as the following article demonstrated. This. Nurses carry out surgery in an effort to cut patients' waiting lists. Nurses in Scotland trained to perform minor surgery have entered the operating theatre for the first time in an effort to cut patients' waiting times. Five nurses who have passed a new course at Glasgow Caledonian University are now qualified to carry out such procedures as removal of mud lesions, bending molds, and cysts. No, the verbs perform and carry out are used with all the type of procedures. They are often used in the passive form. For example, perform an examination or carry on an examination, perform an operation, perform a procedure, perform an experiment, perform a test, and a biopsy. The procedure was performed or carried out by a nurse. So now we're gonna be translating this part, but in Spanish. Okay, 7. Enfermeras. Grados de enfermeras. Las enfermeras que trabajan en un hospital tienen los siguientes grados. Estudiante de enfermería, una enfermera que todavía está en formación, una, eh, una enfermera de planta, una enfermera que ha completado el curso de formación, enfermera jefe, una enfermera con más experiencia que está a cargo o es responsable de una sala o departamento. Enfermera jefe o enfermera manager es una enfermera que está a cargo de varias salas. B. Trabajadores de apoyo. El trabajador de apoyo clínico que ha realizado un curso corto y ha obtenido pues las cualificaciones básicas, y el auxiliar de enfermería que normalmente no está cualificado. Ayudan al personal de enfermería. También puede haber empleados de sala cuyas funciones incluyen asegurarse de que las notas y la formación de los pacientes estén actualizadas, y contestar el teléfono. C. Especialización. Al igual que los médicos, las enfermeras pueden especializarse. Ok. Aquí dice, ok, una matrona se ha especializado desde el principio realizando un curso de partería, la gestión del embarazo y el parto. Em, las enfermeras de distrito o las visitantes, estas visitan a los pacientes en sus hogares y los visitadores sanitarios también trabajan en la comunidad, asesoran sobre la promoción de la salud y la prevención de enfermedades. Ok, ahora el papel de la enfermera. El papel de la enfermera ha cambiado de forma considerable en los últimos años. Además de la atención general al paciente, deben controlar la temperatura, tomar el pulso y la presión arterial, cambiar vendajes, administrar inyecciones y retirar suturas. Las enfermeras ahora hacen algunas de las cosas que antes estaban reservadas para los médicos, como recetar medicamentos, pedir pruebas de laboratorio, y también en un futuro se planea una mayor responsabilidad para las enfermeras, como dice el siguiente artículo. Enfermeras realizan cirugías en un esfuerzo por reducir la lista de espera de pacientes. Enfermeras en Escocia fueron capacitadas a realizar cirugías menores, han ingresado al quirófano por primera vez. En un esfuerzo por reducir los tiempos de espera de los pacientes, 5 enfermeras que han aprobado un curso en la Universidad de Caledonia de Glasgow ahora están calificadas para realizar procedimientos como la extirpación de pequeñas lesiones eh, lunares benignos y quistes. Los verbos perform y carry out se usan con todo tipo de procedimientos y a menudo se utilizan de forma pasiva. Por ejemplo, realizar un examen, una operación, un procedimiento, un experimento, una prueba o una biopsia, o llevar a cabo un examen, operación, etcétera, etcétera. Se puede decir el procedimiento fue realizado o llevado a cabo por una enfermera. Ok, ahora estaremos leyendo los ejercicios. We're gonna be reading the exercises, but just in English. So, okay, let's start. 7.1. Complete the sentences. Look at B and see a positive to help you. Someone who specializes in delivering babies is a midwife. 2. Someone who is qualified to assist nurses is a clinical support worker. 3. Someone who is not qualified but is able to assist nurses is a nursing auxiliary. 4. A nurse who has qualified is a staff nurse. 5. A nurse who specializes in health promotion is a health visitor. 6. A nurse who looks after a ward is a shared nurse. 7. A nurse who works in the community is a district nurse. 8. Someone who answers the ward telephone is a ward clerk. Uh, 7.2. 7.2. Make the words combinations using a word or phrase from each pause. Look at the oppositive to help you. Carry out a procedure, change a dressing, check the temperature, give an injection, and remove sutures. 7.3. Complete the sentences with the grammatical form of perform. An isotope brain scan is painless and easy to perform. Biopsy of the pancreas was performed last March. 3. If the patient condition deteriorates, a laparotomy should be performed. If a diagnosis of meningitis is suspected, a lumbar puncture must be performed. By the last year, we performed a randomized double-blind group study. 7.4. Complete the sentences with the correct grammatical form of carry out. 1. I now intend to carry out a large study. 2. Unfortunately, few properly controlled trials have been carried out. 3. A number of studies have been carried out recently to look at this question. 4. A right hemicolectomy was carried out and the patient made a full recovery. 5. This procedure can be carried out in the emergency department. Okay. Hassel, see you in the next unit.